Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in this afternoon. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I am coming to you live from Warrior Arena in Boston, Massachusetts, where we've got some high school girls hockey action between the hosting Brookline Warriors and the visiting Wellesley Raiders. There's the drop for the opening face-off, and we're underway. Wellesley had possession, but it's taken away very quickly by Brookline. We got a breakaway shot. Scores! Instant goal for Brookline. Unbelievable immediacy there. That was number 8, Grace Davis. How to explain what just happened in the course of about 30 seconds. Wellesley won the face-off, passed back to their defense, and then Grace Davis with a heads-up steal and a breakaway score. So 1-0 Brookline right away. As Brookline then wins the face-off, they now control it in their own zone, trying to clear it out. The attempted clear is deflected and taken away by Wellesley. They're battling for the puck. They got down to the corner, but then it's taken away by Brookline, sent along the edge over to the goal scorer, Grace Davis, who then sends it ahead looking for Olivia Boyd. It's deflected, but then recovered again by Brookline's number 15, Maeve Lastly, but she lost control of it. Wellesley takes it away, tries to clear, but it's taken back by Brookline. They try and get across the blue line, but lose control of it. Wellesley deflects, but then back and forth deflections, and it gets sent all the way down to the end, and that's going to be icing. So Grace Davis with the first goal of the season for the Brookline Warriors off that breakaway goal off the opening face-off. So now we got a face-off in the Wellesley end. It's won by Wellesley, controlled by number 18, Lauren Burke, send along the boards, and taken away by Brookline's Kellen McNamara. She tries a centering pass, but too much traffic, taken away by Wellesley. But they lose control of it in the corner. Brookline takes it back, a pass back. Sophia Hauser, then over to Julia Janowski. She just lost control of it as she was threatening. Battle in the corner for the puck. Still battling for it, and it's ultimately taken by McNamara. She's running into traffic, but manages to get it away. Pass it out to Diane Lee. Lee was dribbling along the back end, but got taken by the defense, and her attempted pass goes wide, but it's taken by Brookline. That's Sophia Hauser. Hauser sends it ahead, looking for McNamara, but it went wide and was taken away by Wellesley and sent into the Brookline end. Now Brookline starting over, trying to clear it out. Bit of a battle for the puck, a bit of traffic, and Wellesley takes it away. Wellesley's number 9, Macha Desmond, with the puck. Tries to send it ahead, and it gets to the stick of Kara Yee, who then sends it into the Brookline end. Brookline sends it along the boards, but nobody there, so it's taken away by Wellesley, but defended by Olivia Boyd, and they get it away. Attempted clear is taken once again by Wellesley. This is number 9, goes for the shot, saved by Abby Spiller. And then another attempted attack, but that shot goes wide. Recovered by Brookline this time. A long pass is completed over to Meredith Alond, but she has the puck poked away by number 13, Sophia Ween of Wellesley. And now Wellesley manages to get it. They're on the attack once again. This is number 27, Atena Cockling, who gets across the blue line, got some speed, goes towards the net, stopped by Spiller. They recover their own rebound, trying to battle around the back of the end, but it's ultimately taken away by Brookline. Now they're trying to battle for it. Julia Janowski sends it around the back end, and it goes to Jenna Rosetto, who tries to pass it ahead, but it's taken away by Wellesley. Then they dump it in, lose control, and it's recovered by Rosetto. Sends it around the boards. Alon tries to send it ahead, but it's taken away by Wellesley. A long skipping shot is saved easily by Spiller. That was Grace Donahue who sent that one in. Now Brookline trying to clear it out. Battle for the puck. And it looks like we've got our first stoppage as Spiller covers it up. .19:23 left to go here in the first period. Brookline leads 1-0 off the goal by Grace Davis. Wellesley wins the face-off. They're passing it along the back, but nice aggressive attack by Kellen McNamara deflects the puck away. Wellesley recovers, though, and they dump it back in. And they snuck in a shot there, but it goes wide and off the post. They bring it around the back end, try and start an attack, but their centering pass is deflected, taken away by McNamara, and passed over to Diane Lee, who dumps it into the Wellesley end, but it's recovered by Wellesley. Couple passes, it winds up with Grace Flannery, now sending it along the back end once again, recovered by number 4, Danny Chimino. A couple more passes, and now Wellesley's got some room to work. This is Sophie Hall bringing it across the blue line. A pass over to number 12. Shot save, Spiller. Fight for the rebound, and Wellesley gets it. That was a shot by number 12, Grace Flannery. Saved by Abby Spiller. After some scrums for the puck, Brookline takes it and sends it off the boards and into the Wellesley end, but easily recovered as both teams go for a line change. But skating rather aggressively is Wellesley's number 18. Ran into traffic, though, and it's taken away by Gray Davis. Lauren Burke was trying to get things going there, but ran out of room. And so now Brookline trying to go on the attack, but McNamara just can't quite control the puck, and it's taken away by Wellesley. She pursues it along the boards, though, and Brookline for a second took it away. Julia Janowski attempted a centering pass, but nothing doing. Wellesley takes it away, almost deflected away by Gray Davis, but not quite. Now Janowski steals it, sends it back into the Wellesley end, but Wellesley easily recovers. Wellesley resets. Now in the neutral zone is number 19 of Wellesley, brings it across the blue line, but poked away from behind by McNamara. Kellen McNamara brings it along the back end, almost has it taken away, but she's got some backup from her teammate. Still battling for it, and Wellesley manages to take it. Centering pass is completed, but then too much traffic and the puck is poked away. Wellesley resets back in the neutral zone. This is number 7, Devin Morton, who attempts the pass off the boards, nothing doing. And now we got a line change. Brookline might be able to catch something. Olivia Boyd chasing the puck, but is outsped by the Wellesley defender. And they managed to clear it out of their own zone into the neutral zone, but Brookline takes it. A deflected pass winds up going back to Brookline. They try and dump it into Wellesley's end, but Wellesley chasing it down. Wellesley coming around the back. Skating gracefully, this is Maja Desmond, who gets it into the neutral zone and now into the attack zone. She's got some speed, but ultimately runs out of room and stopped by Spiller. Might have gone a little high as well. Juicy rebound for Wellesley, but they can't quite get it. And now we got a battle in the neutral zone. Wellesley ultimately wins it. They bring it across the blue line. They try and dump it in, but it's taken away by Sophia Hauser. And some attempted clearing passes. Brookline trying to fight the way out of their own zone. They get to the neutral zone. Send it across over to the other end. But it's taken away by Maja Desmond again. Brings it across the blue line and then sends it down into the back end, recovered by Brookline. Brookline gets started. They send it into the neutral zone. Skating with it is Diane Lee across the blue line. She runs into some traffic. That is number 22, Grace Donahue, who's defending with her. Now they're fighting for it along the boards. Puck squirts away, taken by Brookline, but whiffed on the pass, and so it's taken away by Wellesley. Wellesley trying to battle out of it. Gray Davis providing pressure. Sends it back to the back end, and Grace Donahue recovers for Wellesley. Controlling it behind the net. Comes out from behind and clears it out of the Wellesley zone, but it's taken by Brookline's Riley Lackey in the neutral zone. They try and push it ahead, a deflection, but ultimately controlled by Diane Lee, who dumps it into the Wellesley end. She's all alone on the attack as Brookline does a massive line change. Wellesley takes it away, and they start skating on the attack. They try and get through the neutral zone, but a deflection off the skates of Olivia Boyd, and now there's a battle for the puck. It goes back to the Brookline end and right to a Brookline player. That was Sophia Hauser, who now sends it ahead. It skips away from Boyd and all the way to the end, but taken by Grace Donahue, who goes for a successful clear off the boards. Couldn't be blocked, and now they've got a player racing down, taking it along the back, bringing it around the back. Attempted centering pass, nobody there. So it's stolen away easily by Brookline. This is Olivia Boyd skating with it. Sends it across the blue line. Dumps it into the Wellesley end. Wellesley now trying to recover it. And they're trying to fight out of their own end. Brookline providing some pressure. It's stolen away by number 17, Nina Luby. Luby gets it across the blue line over to Diane Lee. Lee now trying to fight through a couple defenders. She gets along the back, but she's now being trapped. She escapes, though, around the back end. Recovers the puck. Passes over to Kellen McNamara. McNamara now skating with it. Runs into some traffic in the corner and has it taken away. I believe that's Grace Donahue again. Sends it along the boards, and then another push ahead by Wellesley, and it skips off the boards and all the way to the back for an icing. If you're just joining us, this is high school girls hockey action here at Warrior Arena in Boston, Massachusetts. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. The host team is the Brookline Warriors. The visiting team is the Wellesley Raiders. And Brookline already has a 1-0 lead, as about 30 seconds into the game, Gray Davis scored on a breakaway goal off the opening faceoff. Brookline wins the faceoff in their own end after the icing. They're now passing it around, but ultimately it's taken away by Wellesley. This is number 16, Reese Griffin, skating with it, tries to pass ahead, but it's wide of the target, and it's taken away by Brookline. I believe that's Hauser, who sends it along the boards. A bit of a scrum for the puck, and I think we're going to have our first penalty. So after the whistle, we'll see what the call is here. And it looks like the penalty is going to be against Brookline's Kellen McNamara. So Brookline will be on the penalty kill, Wellesley on the power play for the next 2 minutes as they get set for the face-off in the Brookline end. It's one for a second by Wellesley. They control it. They got it along the back. A pass over to number 4, but Olivia Boyd bringing immediate pressure, trying to kick it away. Can't quite kick it away, though. Recovered by number 4. Passed over to number 9. Shot. Saved by Abby Spiller. That was Maja Desmond off the pass from Danny Chimino. But well saved by the Brookline goalie, Abby Spiller. Now we got another face-off in the Brookline end. It's won by Rowan Green. They send it along the back. The pass over to Desmond. Desmond looking for someone in the slot. Shot wide. Now Wellesley fighting for it along the back end. This is Rowan Green. Taking it along the back, passing it along. Looking for Chimino. Chimino sends it all the way back. This is number 18, Lauren Burke. A couple more passes. Almost a shot by Desmond, but she was pressured by Brookline's number 17, Nina Luby. Couldn't get the shot off. Now another pass. Shot wide by Desmond. Wellesley providing the pressure on this power play. They're looking for another pass to Desmond. Desmond pressured this time by Luby and has to skate away from it. Retreating pass back to Burke. Burke fires. Saved by Spiller. But the juicy rebound is recovered by Desmond. She skates around, looks for another shot. Save again by Spiller. Another battle for the rebound. It's won again by Wellesley. They pass it back out. Shot wide this time. That was Chimino with the shot that went wide. Now they fight along the boards for the rebound. Ultimately, Brookline is able to clear it out and make the change. As Wellesley resets following the clear by Nina Luby. Danny Chimino once again bringing the puck across the blue line for Wellesley. Dribbling towards the left corner. Sends the pass back to Lauren Burke. Burke sends it back to Chimino. Skips away from her, but recovered by Rowan Green. Then back to Chimino. Then all the way back to the blue line and Lauren Burke. Burke almost lost it back, but recovered it. Tries to send it in, but stolen away by Julia Janowski. Janowski sends a clear. And Wellesley's going to have to reset again. And Lauren Burke is going to have some pressure from Janowski as she chases down the puck. Dribbling across the back, Janowski pushes her against the boards, but Burke still recovers, starts skating, passes for Desmond. Desmond tries to send a pass, but some pressure caused the pass to go a little wide as McNamara is back on the ice and immediately making some defensive impact. Successful penalty kill for Brookline. We've now got a scrum in the neutral zone, but it's ultimately won by Rowan Green. Dumps it into the back end, and it's going to be recovered by Brookline's Riley Lackey. Lackey attempted pass, intercepted by Wellesley. It's dumped in, but ultimately recovered easily by Brookline. They try and clear it out again, but it's stolen once again. Shot saved by Spiller. Grace Donahue fired the shot after the initial pressure was brought by Sophia Ween on the intercepted pass in the Brookline end. So Wellesley providing some pressure, but some good scrappy play from the Brookline defense combined with some solid goaltending by Abby Spiller in net. And so now we'll have a face-off in the Brookline end. It's won by Wellesley. They tried to send it for a center. Oh, they lost control of it. Shot saved by Spiller. Once again recovered. This is number 16, Reese Griffin, who had the shot, now has the puck. Attempted pass, intercepted by Brookline, sent to the neutral zone, but taken back by Griffin. She tries to dump it in, but it's taken by Brookline. Now a nice pass across the blue line. That's Gray Davis. Shot goes wide. And it's recovered by Wellesley. This is Wellesley's number 22, Grace Donahue, skating with it, getting into the neutral zone, into the attack zone, around Nina Luby, but not around enough as the puck just rolls easily into the waiting glove of Abby Spiller. 10:45 left here in the first. Brookline 1, Wellesley 0. And we get another face-off in the Brookline end. This time it's won for a second by Brookline, but then stolen away by Wellesley. Attempted centering pass, dangerous chance, but too much traffic, no good. Fight for the boards, for the rebound along the boards, rather. Ultimately, it's poked out by Brookline into the neutral zone, recovered by Wellesley. They dump it into the Brookline end, but it's recovered by Riley Lackey. Pass skips away from Diane Lee, and now Wellesley pushes it back into the Brookline end. It goes along the boards and is recovered by Brookline. Kellen McNamara trying to get it out of her zone, but can't do it. Too much pressure. Brookline manages to recover it once again. They send it into the neutral zone where it's taken by Lauren Burke of Wellesley. She tries to send it ahead, but it's deflected, and now she's fighting for it. It gets poked away and taken by Diane Lee, trying to fight her way across the blue line, and we've got a whistle. I think it might have skipped over the boards and into the Wellesley bench, so we're going to have a neutral zone face-off towards the Wellesley end. Face-off is being fought for by Olivia Boyd, and now also Meredith Alond, but it gets away from them and is taken by Rowan Green of Wellesley. She gets across the blue line into the attack zone towards the corner. Attempted centering pass intercepted Gray Davis. Davis skating with it. Her attempted pass is deflected. No one's going after it. Now someone goes after it and deflects it, but it's ultimately taken away by Wellesley. This is Maja Desmond, who gets double-teamed and has the puck poked away. And now a successful clear by Meredith Alond goes all the way down to the Wellesley end. Recovered by Grace Donahue. She sends it into the neutral zone, looking for number 23, Lily Noonan, who gets across the blue line. Gets pressured, sends it back to Green, but it's poked away again. Recovered, and a centering pass goes wide of the target. Ultimately recovered by Maja Desmond. Shot saved by Spiller. Rebound by Wellesley in the back end, but the centering pass is intercepted by Gray Davis, cleared out of the Brookline end, and now Wellesley has to reset in the neutral zone. Grace Donahue dumps it in, but it's recovered by Jenna Rosetta of Brookline. Pass along the boards to Gray Davis, who just dumps it into the Wellesley end, and I think they're going to call icing there. Gray Davis was hoping that they could reset and make a line change, but nothing doing there, as now we will have a Brookline end face-off. Puck is dropped, face-off won by Wellesley. They pass it along the back. Attempted dump in, and it's stolen away by Brookline. Some more battles. It goes into the neutral zone, taken by Danny Cimino. Cimino tries to fight through, but it gets poked away, and after a bit of a scrum, it's taken for a second by Brookline, but then taken back by Wellesley. But then their dump into the attack zone is taken by Brookline, and now into the neutral zone. It is ultimately won by Wellesley. Danny Cimino skating with it once again, gets around her defender. Centering pass just wide. That was dangerous. The rebound off the missed pass is recovered by Reese Griffin. Trying to fight her way through, can't do it, so she skates towards the middle. Attempted insert pass is deflected by Brookline, ultimately taken away as they tried to fight forward but couldn't do it. It's stolen away, and they caught him on a line change. Danny Cimino across the blue line, shot wide, recovered around the back by number 12, but too many Brookline defenders. They try and clear, but it's taken by Grace Donahue, still in the Brookline end. Now Wellesley attempting a line change, and so that attack's going to end. Riley Lackey sends a pass ahead for Olivia Boyd. Skips away from her, though, ends up in the Wellesley end. Now Wellesley recovers it, sends it clear as Brookline was making a line change, and it's recovered by Jenna Rosetto, who sends it into the neutral zone. Boyd had it for a second, but it gets deflected into the Wellesley end. Wellesley recovers. Grace Donahue sends it into the neutral end, but it's recovered by Rosetto. A long pass ends up going to Meredith Alond. Now a pass to Boyd across the blue line. And now a couple deflections, gets away from a couple players. Another scrum for the puck. Still battling for it, taken by Boyd. Attempted centering pass deflected. Now Wellesley takes it. They got some room to work with, but lost control of it for a second. That was number 13, Sophia Ween, who ends up dumping it into the boards, where it's fought for by Devin Morton, and ultimately recovered by Sophie Hall of Wellesley. Attempted shot saved by Spiller. Abby Spiller making several nice saves early in this game for Brookline as a scrum for the puck ultimately sends it back to Maja Desmond. Maja Desmond loses it, but Lauren Burke dumps it back into the end. It's taken by Sophie Hall, who taps it towards the net, but nobody there, so it's easily covered up by Abby Spiller. 1-0, still the score in favor of Brookline. off of the goal by Gray Davis. And we got a face-off in the Brookline end once again. And once again, it's won by Wellesley, but the shot is saved by Spiller. Now a fight for the board. It ultimately goes back to Reese Griffin, whose pass goes a little errant, but ultimately recovered by Wellesley. They're fighting along the back end. Almost have it stolen away. Attempted centering pass, too much traffic, but oh, they managed to get a shot off, but it's saved by Spiller. A nice effort by Rowan Green on that one. Off a bit of a forced pass from Lily Noonan. Green managed to get a shot off, but a nice glove save by Abby Spiller. Wellesley wins the face-off in the Brookline end. Pass along the back to Lauren Burke. She launches it, and it's ultimately a pop fly into the glove of Abby Spiller. That didn't exactly feel like a shot. It felt like almost a lob pass, almost an alley-oop attempt. But a bit too far past her target, and it lands easily in the glove of Abby Spiller. Another Brookline zone face-off. It's won by Wellesley. Attempted shot goes wide. A fight for the rebound now. Lauren Burke taps it towards Lily Noonan. Noonan with it. A centering pass connected. Shot saved by Spiller. Juicy rebound, but it's covered up by Spiller. That was number 20, Elizabeth Jakowitz, with the shot off a nice pass from Lily Noonan. And we have another face-off in the Brookline end. And another tap towards the net by Jakowitz, turned away by Spiller, and now a fight along the boards, won by Brookline. They send it into the neutral zone and then into the Wellesley end. It's being chased down by Grace Donahue. Donahue sends a pass over to Noonan. Noonan clears it out of the Wellesley end, and it slides along into the Brookline end, and this might be icing. No icing call, as it's stolen away, and pass, shot, save, Spiller. Grace Flannery off the nice pursuit and pass by Lily Noonan. Flannery got the shot, but another nice save by Abby Spiller. She's putting in the work as Wellesley brings the majority of the pressure so far here in the first period. Another face-off in the Brookline end, won once again by Wellesley. Shot by Donahue goes wide. Rebound recovered by Wellesley. Wellesley battling with Brookline for the puck in the left corner. Ultimately won by Danny Chimino. Sends a pass for Flannery. Shot saves by Spiller. Now a battle along the back end. Won by Chimino. Pass gets deflected, but recovered by Wellesley. Now a scrum near the slot, and it's taken away. And it ultimately goes all the way back to Grace Donahue after another scrum for it. And now another scrum, and it's ultimately recovered by Jenna Rosetto. Tries to clear it out, but it's recovered by Donahue. A pass for Flannery. She can't fight her way through traffic, and she gets the puck taken away from her all the way to the corner. Another battle for it, won by Kellen McNamara. Passed over to Diane Lee, who's got it in the neutral zone. She retreats back to her own end, being pursued by Danny Chimino, and she gets double-teamed, and it's taken away from her. This is Maja Desmond now on the attack, but well defended. Trying to come around the back, saved by Spiller, save again by Spiller. Recovered by Diane Lee, and now she's skating with it into the neutral zone. And she slips and falls, can't quite get into the attack zone. Taken away for a second by Wellesley, ultimately recovered by Rosetto. Attempted pass looking for Boyd. It deflects away from her, and Meredith Alond recovers and sends it into the Wellesley end, but it's recovered by Maja Desmond. Desmond sends it out of the Wellesley end into the neutral zone, deflected by Gray Davis. Now a bit of a scrum for it in the neutral zone, ultimately won by Wellesley and dumped into the Brookline end. Now after another couple scrums for it, Brookline had it for a second, got it into the neutral zone, but then recovered by Wellesley and dumped into the Brookline end. Brookline recovers near the corner, has it deflected away dangerously near the center, but Brookline was there to recover it. Another couple deflections and ultimately passed ahead. I believe that was Janowski. And another couple deflections as it's in the neutral zone. And ultimately won again by Wellesley. They dump it into the Brookline end. As Brookline clears it out into the neutral zone, Lauren Burke loses the puck for a second, being chased by a couple Brookline players, but she manages to recover and pass for Devin Morton, who gets across the blue line. Attempted shot, but deflected by a stick, and it goes well wide. Battle for the rebound, won again by Wellesley. They dump it into the corner. It's recovered by Brookline, as Brookline can't keep track of it, and it goes back to Lauren Burke. Shot deflects off her own teammate and goes wide. A battle around the back end. That's Morton who was trying to go through, but taken away by Nina Luby. Dangerous centering pass after the recovery by Wellesley, but it goes wide. Wellesley still bringing the pressure as Brookline can't quite clear it, but finally they're able to push the puck away and clear it. That was, I believe, either Gray Davis or Riley Lackey. It was Gray Davis who cleared it out. Now Wellesley trying to reset. Lauren Burke has it along the Wellesley end. Attempted pass looking for Morton. Too much traffic though, and it goes deflected back, but then Burke sends it ahead again, this time recovered by Luby. Luby sends it into the neutral zone. It skips past McNamara though, and is recovered by Wellesley. Another attempted dump in goes to Luby, and Luby sends it into the neutral zone for Diane Lee, who sends it into the Wellesley end while being pursued by the Wellesley defense. Grace Donahue has it along the back end, but being pursued by a couple Brookline players. Passes go along, recovered by Rosetta. Rosetta lost it for a second, recovered for a brief second by Diane Lee, but ultimately taken by Rowan Green. Rowan Green across the blue line. Skates towards the end, tries to fake out Spiller, nothing doing. Juicy rebound right in front of the net, but it's poked away by Brookline. Little too fancy there was Rowan Green as they can't quite do it. Jackowitz with an attempted shot, turned aside by Spiller. Rowan Green recovers the rebound in the corner. Attempted centering pass, too much traffic, and it's taken by Nina Luby and sent along the boards. Being chased after by a couple players, and now we got a scrum along the boards. Ultimately, it goes to a Wellesley player, goes to Green. A couple passes, back to Desmond, shot saved by Spiller. And, oh wait, they lost the puck for a second. And the play is still going on as it goes back to Donahue. Shot wide, recovered again by Wellesley, and Lily Noonan could not force the puck in, and ultimately it's finally covered up by Spiller. Wild sequence there. I thought Abby Spiller had ended it with a chest save, but I guess she dropped it, and Wellesley continued the attack. Still no goals to speak of, though, as we have a face-off in the Brookline end. This one looks like it might have been won by Brookline. Nina Luby sends it along the boards, and McNamara fighting for it. A couple more deflections. It goes back and ultimately gets taken away by Wellesley in their own end. But then after a pass, it's stolen away by McNamara, but then stolen away from her. The battle for the puck, and ultimately Brookline manages to just get it into the neutral zone as Wellesley has to reset. They start to bring the attack. Lily Noonan gets across the blue line, but I think they're going to call off sides here as the Brookline defensive deflections just interrupted the rhythm enough. 41.8 seconds left in the first period. Wellesley wins the neutral zone face-off. And Lauren Burke weaving her way into the Brookline end. Dangerous chance. Shot goes wide. Might have been deflected by Spiller. Rebound is recovered. Sent back. And a dangerous centering pass, but it's deflected and covered up by Spiller. Grace Flannery had a dangerous chance there off a nice centering pass, but well defended by Brookline and ultimately covered up by the goalie, Abby Spiller. Brookline in zone face-off. 24.4 on the clock. It's won by Wellesley, but Grace Flannery couldn't keep track of it, and we got a foul here. Diane Lee was chasing after the puck, but had to go through Grace Flannery's stick to do so, and so Flannery is going to be called for tripping. And so Brookline will be starting the second period on the power play as they have 19.2 ticks left here in the first period. Brookline now with the man advantage as they drop for the face-off. It's won by Wellesley, and Morton goes immediately into the neutral zone and starts on the attack. It's an immediate attack by Wellesley during the penalty kill as Brookline scrambles to get back on defense. They manage to take it away, but then it's taken away once again by Devin Morton. Morton skating with it, and that's going to end the first period here at Warrior Arena in Boston, Massachusetts. The score after one frame, Brookline 1, Wellesley 0. The one goal came just a few seconds into that first period as Wellesley won the opening faceoff, sent it back to a defender, but Gray Davis, with the aggressive play, stole the puck away immediately, went on a breakaway, and sent the shot past the Wellesley goalie to give them an immediate 1-0 lead. After that, possession and shots were pretty much exclusively Wellesley all the way through the rest of the period, but Brookline holding on to the lead so far. An impressive lead when you consider Wednesday's result at Wellesley's arena at Boston Sports Institute. Wellesley came away with a 6-0 win over Brookline in Brookline's season opener, but Brookline showing they are here to play through the first period of this one. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, and I will be back with the second period of this game after a short mute break. Stay tuned. Hello, and welcome back to Warrior Arena in Boston, Massachusetts. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I'm here to bring you the second period of play of this high school girls hockey game between the hosting Brookline High Warriors and the visiting Wellesley High Raiders. Brookline holding a 1-0 lead after one off a heads-up, immediate, 8-second goal by number 8, Gray Davis, who stole the puck about 2 seconds after the opening face-off and found herself on a breakaway, sending it past the Wellesley goalie for what has so far been the only score of the game. And I think so far the only shot on net for the Warriors thus far, as Wellesley dominated the possession game and the shot game through that first period. But some gritty play by the Brookline defense and some nice saves by senior goalie Abby Spiller have kept Brookline in the lead thus far, and Brookline will be starting this period on the power play with 1:41 left on that power play as the teams are out and ready to get started. Brookline starting to send their players out from the bench and onto the ice. Looks like we're going to see Gray Davis, Olivia Boyd, although it looks like several players are just coming out, so they're just skating around and stretching, waiting for the second period to get underway. So Wellesley huddling around their head coach, P.T. Donato, as I'm sure he is not happy with the score after one. Certainly a surprise after Wednesday's dominant 6-0 win for the Raiders at Boston Sports Institute to now find themselves trailing 1-0 through one. Well, there's the whistle from the officials, so players now getting ready to take to the ice. And first out on the ice for Wellesley is Grace Flannery, who has to head across over to the penalty box as she was called for tripping with about 19 seconds left in the first period. And so Brookline will start on the power play here to begin the second period as we get ready for our center ice face-off. Brookline with 5 skaters, Wellesley with 4. And here comes the puck drop. Wellesley wins it, and it goes all the way back to their end, recovered by Grace Donahue. She skates around the back, being pursued by Brookline players, and sends the clear all the way back to Abby Spiller, who deflects it away, and it's taken by Brookline's Nina Luby. Passed across over to Olivia Boyd, had it for a second, but poked away. Wellesley trying to take it and go back on the attack. It's Rowan Green who has it. She's being pinned by a couple Brookline players across the board as they fight for the puck. Great strategy for the penalty kill unit by Wellesley, and we've got a whistle to stop the clock. Rowan Green managed to set up an attack late in the first period while they were on the penalty kill, and she does so again to start this one off as we got a slight line change and now a Brookline End face-off. Won for a second by Brookline, but then pursued by Devin Morton. She can't keep track of it though, and it's taken away by Brookline. Brookline losing track of it, though, as they managed to get into the neutral zone, but Devin Morton takes it away. It's deflected away and recovered by Brookline. I believe that's Nina Luby who passed it over to Boyd, but then Boyd has it taken away by Jackowitz. Elizabeth Jackowitz of Wellesley tries to fight into the corner, pursued and taken away by Nina Luby, recovered by Gray Davis. Gray Davis tries to send a pass ahead, but it's stolen away by Devin Morton, who brings the puck into the corner, pursued by Brookline's Sophia Hauser, who pokes it away. Brookline now trying to get things going again. A couple passes, but it's taken away by Wellesley's Maja Desmond. Desmond now skating around with it. Sends it back to the backboard, and it's taken by Nina Luby, who tries to clear it. The puck skips away from Grace Donahue, and it goes all the way into the Wellesley end. The penalty is almost over for Wellesley, as they've spent most of this penalty kill on the attack. Grace Donahue brings it into the attack zone on a line change. Shot saved by Spiller. Brookline trying to recover it. They can't quite clear it away. Now they manage to clear it, and it goes all the way back to the back end. Recovered by Grace Donahue. Passes it along for Grace Flannery, who's now back out after the penalty is over. One shot on net for Wellesley during that Wellesley penalty, as Brookline couldn't manage to get on the attack. Attempted clear by Wellesley is recovered by Jenna Rosetto in the Brookline end. Passed over to Kellen McNamara. McNamara couldn't skate through, though, and the puck is deflected into open space. It's sent towards the Brookline end. Jenna Rosetto recovers it, sends it to the back end. And now Wellesley recovers it. A pass goes all the way back, and attempted through pass gets deflected away by Riley Lackey, recovered by Lily Noonan. Sent back to Lauren Burke. Shot goes wide. Recovered by number 16, Reese Griffin, who sends it along the back end. Wellesley tried for a dangerous centering pass, couldn't do it. A couple deflections, and it's covered up by Abby Spiller. So we're a few minutes into this second period, and once again it's been all Wellesley as Brookline desperately holds on to their 1-0 lead. We have another face-off in the Brookline end, and it looks like it's controlled by Wellesley for a second as they managed to push a shot turned away by Spiller. Now a battle along the boards for the puck. It's ultimately taken away by Wellesley. Another shot, but this one goes wide. Recovered by Reese Griffin. Sends it along the boards, looking for number 15, Morgan McGraw. McGraw skates with it, tries to get it over to Rowan Green. Brookline chasing on the defense. They managed to take it away for a second. Gray Davis tries to clear it, but it's taken away. But then stolen away from Wellesley by Olivia Boyd, but then she ran into traffic in the neutral zone, and Wellesley dumps it back into the Brookline end. Brookline now trying to clear during a line change, but it's taken away by Wellesley's Sophie Hall. Pushed into the left corner, but double teamed by Brookline. They managed to get to Meredith Alond, but she lost it for a second, but managed to clear it all the way down to the Wellesley end as we've got another line change. Grace Donahue with it for Wellesley. A long pass skips away from her teammate and is recovered by Nina Luby for Brookline. A pass sent over to Kellen McNamara, but then it's taken away by Maja Desmond. Desmond now going across the blue line and on the attack. Weaves around a defender. She's got open space. Shot wide. Recovered by Jenna Rosetto along the back end. Desmond still pursuing it, but it goes into open space and is taken by Diane Lee. Brookline's Diane Lee skating along the back, but ran into some traffic, taken away by Lily Noonan. Attempted centering pass, deflected and recovered by Julia Janowski. Janowski with the puck, sends it along the boards, taken by Diane Lee. Lee with a pass across over to Kellen McNamara, but it deflects off her skate and gets away from her. Taken by Maja Desmond, who's skating through the neutral zone into the attack zone. Trying to get around her defender. She does, going for it, and it's stopped by Spiller. Brick wall. Off the rebound, another shot by Flannery, and stopped and covered up by Abby Spiller. Maja Desmond had what has got to have been the most dangerous chance so far of the day for Wellesley. She had a breakaway, but sent her shot wide. Brookline zone face-off, and there's a scrum for the puck around the slot. And it ultimately goes away into open space and is poked away by a Brookline player, recovered by Gray Davis, who now sends the clear, sliding along into the Wellesley end. This might be icing. No icing call, though. And Wellesley takes over and manages to push it through to the neutral zone. Danny Cimino chasing after it. She recovers it and pushes it across the blue line. Attempted centering pass is deflected by Olivia Boyd. Attempted clear, but it's taken by Lauren Burke. Burke skating with it for Wellesley. She's got a shot, saved by Spiller. Lauren Burke had the shot just outside the left face-off circle, but another nice save by Abby Spiller. She's been busy here today, keeping her team in this game, as Brookline still leads Wellesley 1-0. Brookline's own face-off. It skips back to Maja Desmond for Wellesley. Desmond sends it over to Grace Donahue. Donahue tries to send it inside, but nobody there. It goes to the back end. Rowan Green had it for a second, but it's poked away. Now we got a battle along the back of the boards. Sent along the boards, and it's taken by Brookline. Kellen McNamara had it, but then it's poked away by Elizabeth Jackowitz. But then she lost it, and it's taken by Nina Luby. Luby skates her along the back, trying to clear it, but it's poked away by Wellesley and goes back to Jenna Rosetto. Rosetto now skating along the back, sends a pass over to Kellen McNamara. She controls it, sends a nice pass along, but just wide of Julia Janowski, recovered by Grace Donahue. She tries to clear it, but it's deflected and pushed away by Janowski, but then recovered by Donahue once again. She sends a couple passes through, and it's now taken by Elizabeth Jankowitz in the attack zone. Attempted centering pass goes wide, recovered by Meredith Alond. Attempted clear, manages to go along the end, and it's going to go all the way down to the Wellesley end. Recovered by Maja Desmond. Desmond now skating with it in the Wellesley end, gets around one player and into the neutral zone, trying to skate through and take it to the blue line on her own. She does, gets around another defender. Shot off the top bar! Rebound recovered by Lily Noonan. She gets around a couple defenders, trying to wave her way through, but runs into too much traffic, and it gets poked away to Meredith Alond, who clears it into the neutral zone. Lauren Burke with it, trying to reset. She does. Gets into the attack zone, dumps it to the back end. Nina Luby tries to clear, but Burke keeps up the pressure. A couple Brookline players trying to poke it away, and ultimately it gets pushed towards the net and covered up by Abby Spiller. A couple of dangerous chances so far for Wellesley, particularly from Maja Desmond, one of the co-captains for Wellesley. Brookline's own face-off, and this time it's won by Brookline, recovered by Diane Lee. Lee brings it along the back, gets away from her, but recovered by Brookline. For a second, that was Sophia Hauser who has it, but ran into traffic. It was taken away. Reese Griffin now with the puck. She skates along the back end. Attempted centering pass, but it goes wide. Recovered by number 18, Misha O'Keen, who sends it ahead. But it's taken away by Wellesley. They caught Brookline in a bit of a shift change. Lauren Burke now skating around her defender, goes for the attack, deflected into the air, and nothing doing as it goes wide. Recovered by Lily Noonan. She's got it in the left corner, but she's being pressured by the Brookline defense. It's sent away, but recovered by Devin Morton, who then tries to send it off the boards, but it's recovered by Jenna Rosetto. She sends it along the back. It was deflected, but Rosetto recovers it. Pass over to Nina Luby. Luby tries to send a pass across the way. It deflects off the stick of Lauren Burke, but then recovered by Diane Lee. She gets it into the attack zone, and she's keeping up the pressure after a deflection by Burke, but then Burke steals it away, and it goes to Danny Chimino. The short-lived for attack for Brookline is done. Now Danny Chimino skating with it across the blue line into the attack zone. Pursued by a couple defenders. Attempted centering pass for Grace Flannery, deflected. Recovered for a second by number 13, Sophia Ween. Sends it along the boards. And an attempted centering pass by Grace Donahue goes wide. They recover, send it back to Maja Desmond, and a long shot goes into the arms of Abby Spiller. 14 minutes, 10 seconds left in the second period. Brookline leads Wellesley 1-0. Oh, my mistake. Brookline made a goalie change. It is now Rosie Carew Lyons in net, replacing Abby Spiller as Wellesley goes on the attack. Save Carew Lyons. And now Maja Desmond recovers it. Skates away, passes to Donahue. Donahue, attempted shot is deflected by Gray Davis. And now another chase for the puck. It's won again by Wellesley. They send a slow rolling shot, and it's covered up by Rosie Carew Lyons. So Brookline making the goalie change after Abby Spiller had some nice efforts in the first period. Now they give a chance for the sophomore Rosie Carew Lyons as Wellesley wins another Brookline End face-off. It goes back to Griffin, then over to Burke, then an attempted insert pass, and a shot goes wide. That was McGraw with the shot that went wide, and now after a battle for the puck, it's taken by Brookline. This is Gray Davis trying to skate through, and she manages to insert it into the Wellesley end. Recovered by Rowan Green and brought along the back end. And the pass gets away from a teammate, recovered in the neutral zone by Julia Janowski, who feeds it into the Wellesley end. Goes around the boards, being chased after by a couple players, poked away by Kellen McNamara, but chased down by Burke. Lauren Burke skating along the back end. And through, she lost control of it for a second, but managed to recover. Now gets past a couple defenders into the attack zone, around one last defender, and it's ultimately covered up by Rosie Carew Lyons. So another dangerous chance, that time by Lauren Burke, as we got another Brookline End face-off. And it manages to go to Kellen McNamara, but now a battle with Elizabeth Jackowitz. Jackowitz wins, sends it back to Lauren Burke. Now across to Grace Donahue. Donahue with a shot, and it's in! Well screened by Wellesley, and they have their first goal on the long shot by Grace Donahue. That shot seemed like it was going to be a slow floater, but I think Rosie Carew Lyons just didn't have a good eye on it because of a screen in front of her face. And now we have a center face-off won by Wellesley, and they go into the attack. Score is now 1-1. And we got a battle for the puck along the boards. Ultimately taken by Reese Griffin. Attempted to insert, it's deflected, but then recovered by Sophie Hall. Centering pass, it's dangerous. And ultimately covered up by Carew Lyons. 12:27 left in the second period. The score, Brookline 1, Wellesley 1. And the Brookline zone faceoff is actually won by Brookline this time. Riley Lackey tried to send it along the boards, but it's taken away by Wellesley. They go around the back, and they dump it in front of the net, but nobody was there. And so it's deflected away by Brookline, sent high and along the netting, and that's going to be a whistle stoppage. No penalty called, though, on Sophia Hauser for the high lift. So it'll be a Brookline zone faceoff. Faceoff is battled for, kicked away, but ultimately goes to Lauren Burke. Burke tries to insert it, but taken by Hauser. But it's stolen away by Danny Chimino, then attempted to insert. Nobody was there, though, and now a centering pass, dangerous, and I'm not sure what's going to happen here. I think they're going to say it was covered up by Rosie Carew Lyons before it could go into the net. Possibly a skate in the crease call there, not sure which, but either way, the call is no goal. I think Wellesley thought for a second it was a goal. They were starting to head back towards center ice, but it's going to be a Brookline End face-off and no goal. Face-off won by Wellesley, sent back to Reese Griffin. Griffin with the shot, saved by Carew Lyons, and she covers it up. 11:50 left in the second period here at Warrior Arena. Brookline 1, Wellesley 1. Brookline End face-off, won again by Rowan Green, sent back to Grace Donahue. Over to Lauren Burke. Burke attempted shot deflected and recovered by Brookline. Attempted pass ahead, looking for Kellen McNamara, but it's stolen away by Burke. Burke skating through, but she lost control of it, taken away by McNamara. Wellesley immediately in pursuit. McNamara tries to fight her way through, but too many defenders, and it's taken away by Wellesley. Rowan Green across the blue line. Sends pass back, shot, glove save by Carew Lyons. I believe that was Morgan McGraw with the shot. But a nice glove save by Rosie Carew Lyons. And we'll have another Brookline End face-off. Face-off is battled, deflected back, and taken by Wellesley, sent back to Lauren Burke. Burke skating with it, going towards the slot, shot, goes wide, maybe high. Recovered by Brookline and cleared out to the neutral zone where it's taken by Grace Donahue. Donahue weaving her way through some defenders, and she's into the attack zone. Shot saved by Carew Lyons, and she covers it up. Wellesley's skaters with an overwhelming ability to weave their way around the Brookline defenders and just go into the attack with any one of them, really. Brookline End Face-Off, and it's taken by Wellesley. Goes back to Reese Griffin. Griffin skating to her left. Tries the insert pass, but deflected by Meredith Alond. Recovered by Maja Desmond. Skates around. Shot saved by Carew Lyons, and she covers it up again. One goal apiece for the two teams here. Gray Davis had the goal for Brookline in the first period. Grace Donahue with the equalizer here in the second for Wellesley. Brookline End Face-Off is won for a second by Brookline, but then stolen away by Maja Desmond. And now a couple scrums for the puck around the net. It gets deflected away, recovered by Reese Griffin. Attempted insert, gets away from her teammate. It's tracked down by Sophia Hauser, but then stolen away by Sophie Hall. Then stolen away from her by Diane Lee, who's trying to fight her way through several players. And it's deflected back towards the net, but recovered by Hauser. Sends it along the back end, looking for McNamara, but instead taken away by Reese Griffin. Sent ahead to Desmond, but stolen away from Desmond by, I believe, Hauser again. But then taken away from her by Devin Morton. Goes back to Reese Griffin, who tries to insert for Desmond, but it's taken away, ultimately by Diane Lee. Lee sends it along the back. Taken by Hauser, tries to send it along the boards, deflected by Reese Griffin. Another scrum for the puck, and it goes all the way back to Grace Donahue. Donahue has it poked away, but it's recovered by Devin Morton, who then sends it along the back. Taken by Maja Desmond, trying to fight her way out of the back, but too many Brookline defenders, and she loses the puck. Now we've got a scrum in the right corner for the puck, and it's ultimately deflected back to Grace Donahue. Donahue decides to send a pass along the boards to Sophie Hall. Hall tries the insert, deflected. And a battle along the boards for it, and I think it was won for a second by Desmond, but then taken away by Diane Lee, who now skates with some space along the back end. Now trying to clear it out. She gets out to the neutral zone, but it's poked away and goes to Reese Griffin, then passed along to Grace Donahue. Donahue skates with it, loses her footing, and it's taken away by Brookline. Brookline trying to clear their way out. Riley Lackey has it poked away by Danny Chimino, recovered by Diane Lee for a second, but then chased after by Grace Flannery, sent back to Chimino. Shot is deflected into the air and well over the net. The rebound is recovered by Flannery, sends the pass back to Lauren Burke. Burke with a shot, saved by Carew Lyons. Recovered by Lily Noonan. Sends it back to Lauren Burke. Burke skates around a defender. Attempted shot, a couple deflections, and it rolls harmlessly and turned away by Carew Lyons. Rebound recovered again by Lily Noonan. Sends it back to Lauren Burke. She gets around one defender. Can't get around another, but she recovers the puck and sends the pass back to Reese Griffin. Griffin goes for the insert. It goes along the backboard. Recovered by Danny Chimino, who tries to send a pass along, but deflected by Diane Lee. Recovered by Riley Lackey, and we've got a whistle. Looks like this is going to be a penalty on Brookline's Diane Lee. So it'll be 2 minutes on the power play for Wellesley. Score 1-1, 8:19 left in the second. Brookline zone face-off, won by Brookline. It goes back to Jenna Rosetto, who sends it along the back, but recovered by Maja Desmond. Desmond sends a pass looking for Rowan Green. Green's shot is deflected, and oh my gosh, that went in! I don't believe it. I think she set a shot over the back of the net, and it deflected off the back of Carew Lyons and in. That's the only explanation I can think of from what I saw. The attempted pass, shot, whatever you want to call it, was deflected by a defender, but ultimately went in. So Wellesley takes the 2-1 lead. Now Wellesley trying to push ahead after the center ice face-off. They get into the Brookline zone, send a pass along the boards. It goes back to Grace Donahue. Donahue sends a pass aiming for the slot, but nobody there, so it's taken away, and it goes to Gray Davis. Gray Davis takes it into the attack zone. She has some space, but has to lob it towards the net because no one was there to back her up, and so it's taken easily by Wellesley. Wellesley trying to clear it out of their own end. Nina Luby attempted to insert, but it's taken by Grace Donahue. Now Donahue skating with it, going coast to coast for a second, but then it's taken away by Julia Janowski. Janowski tries to clear it, but it's taken by Donahue, and her long shot skips to Rosie Carew Lyons. Carew Lyons covers it up. 7:22 showing on the clock. For the second period, Wellesley now leading 2-1. The Brookline zone face-off is being battled for, and ultimately skips away and is taken by Brookline. Pass along the boards, looking for Kellen McNamara. She had it for a second, but then had it taken away. Goes into some open ice, taken by Maja Desmond. Attempted shot, saved Carew Lyons, and then cleared out of the slot. And now they try and bring it around the back with Maja Desmond, but too many defenders. It's deflected away, but goes back to Reese Griffin. Pass to Grace Donahue. Shot turned away by Carew Lyons. Dangerous rebound chance by Devin Morton, but well defended. Morton sends pass over to Desmond. Now back to Morton. Shot goes off the post. And knocked away by Riley Lackey. Diane Lee trying to clear it out, but couldn't do it. Grace Donahue recovers it. Tries to skate her way in. It's deflected back to Reese Griffin, who sends a long pass that gets to Sophie Hall. Attempted centering pass intercepted by Julia Janowski. Attempted clear, managed to go just past the blue line, so I think that's going to be an offsides call on Wellesley. Two to one, the score in favor of Wellesley. 6:26 left in the second period. Neutral zone face-off is won by Brookline. Gray Davis had it for a second. It was taken away by Lily Noonan and then deflected into the air back into the neutral zone, recovered by Reese Griffin. Sent to the back end. It's recovered by Brookline. They send it along the boards, but lose it, and then Reese Griffin goes for the insert. It goes to the back end. Lily Noonan with it, being chased by a Brookline defender. It's poked away, but recovered by Grace Flannery, who sends the pass back to Lauren Burke. Burke skating with it, shot, or attempted centering pass, and it's deflected away by Brookline. Dangerous chance there, but Brookline gets it away. But Wellesley recovers, still on the attack. Lily Noonan with an attempted centering pass. It's deflected by Brookline. Recovered by Danny Chimino. Chimino centering pass, looking for Noonan, but Noonan runs into Nina Luby and can't go anywhere. It's deflected back and goes back to Lauren Burke. Pass over to Reese Griffin. Attempted pass, nobody there. It goes to the corner. Recovered by Lily Noonan. Pass goes back to Burke. Burke with the shot, and it goes high and is deflected away. Recovered by Danny Chimino. Wellesley keeping up on the attack seemingly forever as another attempted clear is recovered by Reese Griffin. Passed over to Noonan. Noonan with the shot, saved Carew Lyons. Chimino recovers along the back. Lost it for a second. Noonan had a dangerous chance but couldn't quite connect with it. Swung on and missed. It goes back to Reese Griffin. Griffin inserts to Danny Chimino. Chimino tries to fight her way through. Nothing doing. Dangerous chance. Lily Noonan pushes it, and it's saved by Rosie Carew Lyons. The Wellesley Raiders keeping on the attack seemingly for eternity as their skilled defenders keep recovering every lost puck. Brookline End face-off is deflected by several sticks before ultimately being taken by Brookline's Kellen McNamara. McNamara tries to skate her way through, but stopped by a brick wall named Lauren Burke. Still trying to fight their way through, but there's a bit of a scrum, and ultimately it's pushed back to the back end on Brookline's end. Janowski sends it along the boards. Taken for a second by Wellesley. They try to insert it, but it's deflected away. Ultimately recovered by Lauren Burke, but then she has it taken away. Brookline trying to fight their way through. Kellen McNamara and Diane Lee fighting for it. Ultimately recovered by Julia Janowski. Gets across the blue line, but immediately taken away by Grace Donahue. And Wellesley resets in the neutral zone. Lauren Burke sends it along, as does Morgan McGraw, but it goes back to Brookline. Sophia Hauser sends it along to Meredith Alond, and Alond tries to send it through, deflected and taken away briefly. And the centering pass goes to Diane Lee, who's now trying to fight with some defenders. She gets it through to the Wellesley end, but just has to dump it in. Grace Donahue recovers behind the net, and now she's going to try and go coast to coast again, but it's stolen away by Meredith Alond. Donahue wanted a foul there, but no call. Reese Griffin skating with it, being chased, and it's deflected away by Brookline. Recovered by Brookline and passed back to Nina Luby. Luby tries to send a shot. Too many players, and it's deflected and taken away by Rowan Green. Now Green skating with it, decides to just slowly insert it into the Brookline end. And after going along the boards, it's taken by Devin Morton, who just kind of holds it in the corner as she awaited her team to make the line change. Ultimately, it's deflected and goes back to Lauren Burke, then across to Reese Griffin. Attempted pass is deflected but recovered by Sophie Hall. Another attempted centering pass is deflected, this time taken by Brookline. That's Gray Davis, who's trying to clear it out. just can't get it past that blue line no matter what she does, as it's taken away by Maja Desmond. Desmond sends a centering pass, deflected away, chased down by Sophie Hall. Kellen McNamara battling to take the puck away. They're up against the boards. It's taken away by Nina Luby ultimately. Luby sends it off the boards, but it gets away from her teammate. And we've got an offsides on Wellesley as Devin Morton tried to get it across the blue line before it went into the neutral zone, but couldn't do it. And so when Sophie Hall touched the puck, it was an offsides. We'll have a neutral zone face-off towards the Brookline end. 2-1 the score. Wellesley wins the face-off. It goes back to Donahue, then across to Burke. Then a soft pass over to Chimino, who brings it across the blue line. Passed over to Flannery. Flannery shot, and that's in! Grace Flannery with the shot that snuck into the top left corner. And Wellesley now takes a 3-1 lead. Goal by Grace Flannery, assist from Danny Chimino. 2:28 left in the second period. Wellesley leads Brookline 3-1. Center face-off is ultimately won by Wellesley as it goes back to Grace Donahue. Passed ahead to Lily Noonan, who brings it across the blue line. Tries a centering pass, it's deflected. Scrum for the puck, and it gets pushed away and taken by Brookline's Diane Lee. She fights through one defender and gets into the neutral zone, trying to get into the attack zone. Still fighting, gets into the attack zone, but then has it taken away by Lauren Burke. She sends pass along to Lily Noonan, who loses it, and it's kept in the Wellesley zone for a second, and then ultimately taken away as trying to fight her way through was Brookline's Julia Janowski, but too much traffic, and ultimately it's covered up by the Wellesley goalie, Magmina Saunders. Haven't had too much chance to say her name, as I don't believe Brookline has had a shot on net since Gray Davis scored the goal within the first 10 seconds of the game. Wellesley end face-off goes back to Brookline, shot goes wide. Recovered by Kellen McNamara, sent toward the center for Olivia Boyd. Dangerous centering pass, they got a scrum around the net, and they blow the whistle. Not sure what the whistle is. Oh, it looks like it's going to be a penalty against Wellesley. That's going to be against number 17, Jenna Ween. And so Brookline will have the power play for the last minute and 41 seconds of this period, plus 19 more seconds to start the third period. And it looks like we've got a timeout on the ice. 1:41 left here in the second period. Wellesley leads 3-1 after 3 goals in this period. Brookline finally starting to get an attack going here late in the second period, and they've got a power play now for the last minute 41 of the second period, and then the first 19 seconds of the third period. They haven't had much success on power plays thus far. In fact, the last power play they had, the only shot on goal was made by Wellesley. But we'll see what they're able to do here late in the second period. Once again, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, bringing you live coverage of this high school girls hockey matchup here at Warrior Arena in Boston, Massachusetts. Brookline took the 1-0 lead within the first 10 seconds of the game on a heads-up play by Gray Davis that accounted for the first goal of the season for this Warriors team. For the rest of that period, it was pretty dominant by Wellesley, but well defended by Brookline and senior goalie Abby Spiller. Second period came. Brookline made a goalie change, and Wellesley has been struggling ever since, and now we come out. Brookline's got 6 players on the ice, and no one is saying anything. Is this a 6 on? Oh, they pulled the goalie. They pulled the goalie for this power play. The faceoff is won by Brookline, sent back to Luby. A shot goes high. Recovered for a second by McNamara. His attempted centering pass is deflected. Fought for, recovered by McNamara. Another deflection, it goes back to Luby. Luby trying to fight her way through. and keeps it into the Brookline end. It was recovered for a second by Wellesley. Now they managed to push it into the neutral zone, but Brookline's going to go back on the attack, and they lost the puck. It's taken away. Another couple battles for the puck, and they're still fighting for the puck. Nobody has it just yet. Deflected for a second by Wellesley, and now recovered along the back end by Grace Donahue, but then some pressure gets it back to Olivia Boyd. She sends the pass back. Attempted insert pass goes nowhere. Attempted clear is deflected by Nina Luby in the neutral zone. Sends the pass ahead to Kellen McNamara, who gets across the blue line, trying to skate around her defender. Centering pass almost tipped in by Gray Davis, but nothing doing. Brookline battling along the boards for the puck. It's ultimately won by Sophia Hauser, who deflects it to Olivia Boyd. Boyd with attempted centering pass, deflected by a defender. Recovered for a second by Janowski. Now a scrum for the puck around the slot, and it's cleared away by Reese Griffin towards the right corner. Griffin battling for it. She manages to pass it away to Grace Donahue. Donahue tried to clear it along the boards, but taken by Gray Davis. Her attempted shot along the boards goes back to Grace Donahue, and now the clear is going to go wide of Brookline's empty net, but all the way down to the Brookline end. 30 seconds left in this power play, 10 seconds left in the period. A long pass connects with Gray Davis. She lost control of it for a second, but then it's taken by Nina Luby. Sophia Hauser, who passes it along the boards to herself and sends it into the Wellesley end, but that's going to end the second period. So Brookline still showing some fight as they put together an admirable attack at the end of that second period. A bold choice to pull their goalie and make it a 6-on-4 on the power play. And they got some offensive pressure even if they didn't get a score. So through to the score, the Wellesley Raiders 3, the Brookline Warriors 1. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, live at Warrior Arena in Boston, Massachusetts, and I'll be back after a mute break. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome back to Warrior Arena in Boston, Massachusetts. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan with some surprising news. The game's actually over. It turns out that in the weird season that is the 2021 winter season, the girls hockey team plays two 22.5-minute halves as opposed to the normal 3 periods. And so this is going to be your final score. The Wellesley Raiders 3, the Brookline Warriors 1. Brookline got their first score of the game and of the season within the first 10 seconds, courtesy of Gray Davis, who stole the puck away from a Wellesley defender after they won the initial face-off, then went on a breakaway and sent a shot past the Wellesley goalie to give Brookline the early 1-0 lead. They held that lead through the entirety of the first quarter, but then, the first half, but then when the second half came around, Wellesley took over. They had dominated the possession game for pretty much the entire game, but they finally saw some scoring dividends in the second half. The first goal coming on a long shot by Grace Donahue. The second goal coming on a weird play on the power play where a shot went over the back of the net, but then bounced off the shoulder, the back shoulder of Brookline goalie Rosie Carew-Lyons and into the net. And then the third goal on a wrist shot by Grace Flannery, who found the top left corner of the net and managed to sneak one in past Carew-Lyons. So 3-1 the final score. Certainly an improvement for Brookline over the 6-0 loss they suffered on Wednesday. And that's going to wrap things up here. So signing off from here at Warrior Ice Arena in Boston, Massachusetts, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Last time, your final score, Wellesley 3, Brookline 1. Thank you all for listening, and have a good rest of your Saturday.